Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing an 11 by 8.5 layout using my retro summer kit. I'm going to show you a few embellishments, and the photo is of myself and my cousin at a family reunion in 1975. So I am the baby, and this month is Scraptember, which is a hop that happens all month long with the Scrappy Sisters and Laura Alberts. Laura Alberts is not playing along this year, but the Scrappy Sisters are, and they do have a prompt for each day, and basically it's just use your scraps, get your stuff used and on layouts. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to finish off my retro summer kits and also my lake kits this month using the prompts from Scraptember. So wish me luck. Hopefully I get them all done. And it's also my birthday month. I turned 50 years old on the 17th of September. So I'm kind of excited to, get lots of layouts from my own childhood done for the month of September. And this one here is no exception, as it's me as a baby. So the papers are actually from a collection called Summer Vibes, which is probably from 2010. The frame and all the embellishments are from a different Simple Stories collection called Boho Sunshine. I believe that came out last summer or the summer before. Can't remember. The years seem to be going by really fast lately. As you can tell, we're already in September. Can you believe it? So here's the photo. I'm going to place it inside the frame, and I'm actually going to make a shaker pocket. I've done this before where I put the photo in the shaker pocket, and I kind of like it. Sorry about the glare. I really am trying to think of a way to correct that, but for now, I still haven't done it. I can't see the glare when I'm working at the table, so that's why I don't always notice if it's actually directly on the photo or where I'm working at, but I am going to play with the lights and see if I can fix it. But anyways, on to the layout. I'm going to start with making my shaker pocket first. I'm using double-sided tape from Spiegelmom Scraps. And I'm just going to place that down and then add my acetate piece on top, which is just a clear overlay. This piece actually came from packaging. I like to use my packaging for my acetate pieces just because then it's less trash. You actually get it used on a layout. I'm going to put play foam on the back of the frame. The reason I use play foam instead of Big Mama foam tape is play foam is a little bit wider, or at least you can cut the pieces a little bit wider, and then place them around on the frame. And it makes it a little more stable since I'm not going to place anything in the middle of the frame except for the photo. But it's actually going to be laying flat to the background piece. So it's not going to be popped up or anything like that. I'm just adding the play foam. Want to make sure I get it all covered in level so that it will lay flat on the layout. And then I will get started on putting my photo attached to the background piece. And then I'll add sequins. And the photo I did trim down just slightly. It was originally, I believe, like 3 by 5. So I trimmed it down to about 3 by 4.5. I don't think it was 3 by 4 exactly. And it is a slide photo. I did have them printed way while back when people were still using film more regularly. It was fairly cheap actually to have the slides printed. But so I do still have the slides. So there's not, I have a machine that you can put the slides in and actually transfer them to digital photos. So all the photos are digital now, along with the slides. But they're some of the better photos because they actually kept their color, because the slides over time actually didn't deteriorate like a lot of the photos from the 70s and 80s. So I wish I had more of the slides. I know my grandpa had a lot more of them. I'm not sure who in the family actually has them. I believe his daughter might have them, but unfortunately I don't, which I would love to have them all. But I know, gotta share with the family, and I don't have them all. But anyways, onto the layout, or the shaker pocket that I'm creating. You saw me put the sequins inside of the frame. So those are ready to go. Now I'm just gluing some of the sequins down in the background once again. That's so in the album they stay on the frame and not just down at the bottom of the shaker pocket. I kind of like the look of that, so that's what I do. And I am going to add one more sequin pack. I don't believe I'll do it on camera. I believe it cuts it out before I actually get that done. Yep, there we go. So it's actually complete. I glued it down and everything, and I also added in a pink sequins mix because I noticed that there was no pink in there, so I definitely wanted pink to be in the shaker pocket. So I added one more, this one here. Lovely Dovely, I believe is what that's called. Anyways, these are all from Spiegelmom Scraps, and I am on her design team. If you would like to pick up any sequins, you can use my code Jennifer15 at any time and save 15%. So this is the background I chose, and I chose to use the opposite side of the wood grain, which is like a grid pattern, and kind of hurt me a little bit to not use that wood grain, but it's okay. At least the paper is finally getting used. I'm going to take white acrylic paint and place it all around the edge of the layout. So I'll do all four sides. I am going a little bit fast. The video was getting a little long, so I just sped this part up. I've done it on quite a few layouts, so if you're not sure, you can always slow it down or watch a different video where it's not as fast-paced. But I'm using a flat paint brush to do this, and it works a little bit better. And it also leaves a little bit of an edge. So when it dries and you actually touch it, the paint is kind of like puffy. It's not flat with the paper. So here I'm using a round brush, and I added a little bit more paint and water, and I'm going to splatter around on the layout. And that was just to give it a little something in the background. As everyone knows by now, I don't like plain layouts, so I'm not going to usually leave the background plain. I'm just rolling the paper towel over it to get up any of the wet spots. For the majority, it's dry. I put it to the side while I cleaned my desk and let it dry. And here I'm going to add some of the larger flowers down at the bottom, and then I will add the smaller flowers at the top. And I'm going to tuck them underneath, so I haven't attached down the frame just yet. This one here is actually a little like bracelet is what it reminds me of, our necklace. It says "Be Happy" on it. And I'm just going to place that down there for a little circle element and something different. And then I'm going to add another little flower. I was going to add this puffy flower or foam flower in the center of the "Be Happy." But then I looked over at the sticker sheet and I saw there's actually a smiley face. So I pulled the flower off, and I'm going to put a little smiley face in the middle. I thought it looked cute, so that's what I'm going to go with instead. So I'm going to add a little rainbow at the top. I'm going to kind of go back and forth and work with each side. It's kind of going to be a diagonal layout as far as the embellishments are. So I'm going to add the rainbow up here at the top. And I'm going to also add the little peace sign over here on the side. Since again, the photo is from 1975, so it's all about peace and love. So I'm going to add the little peace sign. And that was again just to add a little circle element, kind of like what's at the bottom. And then I'm going to add flowers to the top, like I did at the bottom, and I am using the same colors. So I have a pink and teal one at the bottom. I'm going to add a pink and teal one at the top. And then I have the yellow sunny face, so I'm going to add a yellow flower at the top. And I couldn't really decide where I wanted to put that flower at, so I move it over. I like it better there. And then I'm going to add this one on the rainbow. And then I believe I'll add the other little foam ones, yeah. These little tiny ones I add to each little cluster or with the other flowers. And then I will get one more off of the sticker sheet, or the puffy sticker sheet. And these are the foam sticker title pack, I guess. And they have like little rainbows and other embellishments. These are the ones that didn't get put into the other page kits. So I'm just trying to use what I can. If I don't use them, they'll just go back in my Simple Stories stash. But for right now, I'm trying to use them as I use the retro kits. And I'll add a little bit more to each layout as I create it. But when I was making the page kits, I kind of tried to pick embellishments and papers and kind of put the layout together so that I knew what I was going to create. That way I could create layouts quicker. And it's actually working fairly well. I really like it. So I'm probably going to be creating a couple more kits in October with Halloween and fall items so that I can create lots of fall layouts, which are my favorite to create throughout October and November. So here, attached the frame, a little shaker, and I will shake it, I believe, at the end so you can see once again how it looks on the final layout. Right now, I'm going to add butterfly trails to the sequence, or with the sequence, to the butterflies that are on the frame. So here, this is a little wood veneer heart, and it says love. So again, with the piece love, I added that on top of the peace sign right in the middle. And then these little sequins, I'm going to add, at first I thought I was just going to add them in clusters, and then I was like, no, wait a minute, I have butterflies. And I like adding sequin trails for butterflies if I'm going to use sequins on a layout. So that's what I did. And I believe it'll show you just a couple how I'm putting them down. I just put the liquid glue and then add the sequin right on top. And I did lose my little sequin sticky pencil somewhere on my desk. I have a different one, but it doesn't work as well, so I was just using my fingers to put these down. So it does take quite a bit of time using your fingers, and it should speed up here in a minute and just show you the end. Not the end of the layout, but the end of me putting sequins down, because it's kind of boring. Yeah, there we go. We jumped. And again, I'm going to add our names, which is Jennifer and Tara. And this is my dad's brother's daughter, so my first cousin. And unfortunately, she passed away a couple years ago of cancer. My mom said that they were really enthralled with me because I was the baby at the family reunion. And her sister, who's a year older than her, they were like 12 and 13 at the time. They thought it was pretty cool to have a little cute baby to carry around and play with. And my mom said I was so easygoing that, they were able to just play with me. So here I'm just shaking it around, showing you how the sequins shake around inside of there and they fall down to the bottom, but you still have the sequins on the side. Here's a few close-ups. I will see you tomorrow with another layout using the Retro Summer Kit. And I should also have a link down below for the playlist. Go hop along and see all the rest of the layouts. Bye!